What's up guys, Tommy here and welcome to a Silver Hybrid squad builder. As you can probably tell by the title, as you can see it's in a 4-4-2 formation. It was a very expensive team. We're going to start in goal with one of the cheapest players in the team, which is Bollat. A very good all-round goalkeeper from Standard Liège, 73 overall. As you can see, the stats are there. 650 coins I bought him for in a 4-4-2, and he's 6'2", so he's a very tall goalkeeper. And this is what I'm going to be doing. This video is showing you, some clips after I've introduced you to each player. And they were the sort of saves he was making. He didn't make too many because I didn't need him because of my back four. And my first centre back is Kanu with his big 80 pace and 7,500 price tag. 6'2" again. Not anything bad about him really. I mean, as you can see, his goal, again I'm only going to show you one because he scored 3, but they were all the same sort of header. So we're going to move on to the second centre back now, and as you can see, I'm just filtering out so you don't see any of the other players. And you can see that I picked up Titus Bramble for I think you'll see on the screen now, 2.8k. 6'4", 69 pace. Sorry, not the greatest of players at all. A couple of clips with him, just of him making a few tackles, and that was literally his job in the team. But he was actually a pretty decent passer for the ball. But moving on to our left back now, and it's another English Sunderland player. It's going to be Danny Rose from, I think he might be on loan from Tottenham. I'm not entirely sure. Let me know in the comments. But he was a very, very interesting player to play with. Great corners, as you saw with Kanu. He actually crossed all of Kanu's corners in for him. He was a great defender as well as a great attacker. You'll see coming up now him losing the ball but picking it back up after Agbonlahor passes it back to him, and he was always up and down the pitch, which is a great great part of a left back's job. But moving on to right back, we have Opare, who has 90 pace. He's a very solid player. For 3,000 coins, you can't go wrong. 4-star weak foot. He wasn't very tall, so he didn't win too many headers. But you'll see here, he actually gets quite unlucky not to clear it the first time. It hits him on the head, but he's running against Michel Bastos, still wins the ball and turns around and passes the ball out. And again, a last-ditch tackle there, showing you his tackling ability. But moving on to one of my favourite players in the team, one of the most fun players in the team, which is the right midfield, Kelvin from Porto. 50,000 coins, 5-star skill, left-footed, and he was a treat to play with. He was so fun to play with, it is untrue. You'll see here he actually gets dispossessed, but he wins the ball back, and you'll see that for a player who isn't very tall, I think he's about 5'9", you wouldn't expect him to power the ball in like that, and I was really impressed with him, again going through and doing the exact same in the exact corner. But moving on to the centre mids now, we have Wesley for the right side of midfield, and he was only 3.3k. He wasn't the greatest of players, but I mean, he was the one that kind of sat back and passed the ball about. And as you can see on screen now, he actually intercepts the ball and plays one of the most amazing passes I've ever seen. And unfortunately, Agbonlahor kind of pulls back there and gives away a foul. But this was probably the only decent chance I had with him, and it was a long shot which never had a hope of going in. But he was okay for where he was playing. But then we have Fabian Delph at left side of midfield, and he was a great player. 82 pace, 71 shot, 71 pass. He was, for 19k, he was probably the best value for money in the team. Even though he was really short, as you can see here, winning headers in the box, he was always, wherever you looked on the pitch, he was there. You'll see here, look at this run that he makes to get through on goal, and stays cool and collected and just passes the ball into the net after going around the goalkeeper. So he was a very good player in the team, and he was rather important because he got me out of a few sticky situations. But now I'm going to add the three players that are missing. El Ganassi, who was an absolute waste of space. He was absolutely awful. So if you do decide to build this team, then please put someone else in, because all he will do is disappoint you. I paid 16,500 for him, and he didn't really cut it. But then we have up front the two most expensive players in the team, We have Agbonlahor, who cost me 181,000 coins. And then we will go over to Wallyson, who has 5-star skills for 155,000 coins, which is, you know, very expensive for 2 forwards. But I thought, you know, why not? Because they're they're highly rated. So, you know, why not? But you'll see here in most of these clips, I've put them together. I've put them into the squad together, just because they both set each other up so much. You know, whenever one of them scored, it was normally the other one that set them up. You'll see an amazing pass from Bramble there to play Wallyson through, who just knocks it over to Agbonlahor, who slots it into the back of the net. But I would say if you're going to play Wallyson up front on his own, then not to bother. There's a nice goal there from Agbonlahor. If you were to play one player up front on his own, it would have to be Agbonlahor out of these two, just because he's much stronger, or seems to be much stronger. And you'll see that Wallyson seems to only score very lucky goals, which, you know, isn't what you want from a striker. You want someone who can make a lot out of nothing, really, which is, you know, you need that from your strikers, because otherwise you're not going to make any chance. So I'd just like to quickly say, sorry if I sound really odd. I'm not, like, you know, very well. So yeah, but if you did enjoy this video, then, you know, please leave a rating. If you are new around here, then please subscribe. You know, all of that sort of stuff. But I'd just like to thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.